I'm Jess, Programme Manager at ABA, and I'll be talking with you today about our current United Against Bullying programme and a new one that we are launching. I'll try and make it quick. Before I start though with some learnings about our first year of the United Against Bullying programme, I just wanted to remind you what the programme is for anyone who needs a refresher or any new members that are joining us today. So United Against Bullying is our whole school anti-bullying programme funded by the Department for Education and delivered free to schools in England. It supports schools to reduce bullying and improve the well-being of all children, focusing on those most at risk. And schools on the programme have access to our online audit and action planning tool, our online pupil questionnaire. We have an online hub with thousands of resources and case studies to help them improve their anti-bullying practice through a three-step approach. And we offer anti-bullying CPD training sessions free of charge to participating schools as well. At the end of the year, schools that have evidenced their work to reduce bullying and improve the well-being of all pupils are then awarded with a bronze, silver or gold anti-bullying award that you can see on the screen, depending on the eligibility criteria that they've hit. You can find out much more information about this programme on our website as well. But I wanted to talk to you about the summary report that we have recently published for phase 1 of the United Against Bullying programme, which is findings from 2021 to 2022. So the first year of the programme, and it's based on an interim independent evaluation by Goldsmiths University. So the key achievements include that schools on the programme achieved considerable improvement in all 7 areas of their anti-bullying practice, and I'll talk a little bit more about those 7 areas in a minute, and policies, sometimes quite dramatically. And this comes from the school's audit data, so comparing their baseline and final audits that they do as part of the programme. So we're really pleased to see that schools are making some really brilliant progress and that case studies that we collected also reflect this. The remaining points here all come from the pupil questionnaire data and comparison again from baseline to final of those. Overall, experiences of bullying reduced for pupils, and there were also a reduction in reports of those who had ever bullied others. We're obviously really pleased to see this is the overall picture, and I'll go into a little bit more detail as we move through these key findings. Although we did find that pupils with SEND and those in receipt of free school meals were more likely to experience bullying, they did report a decrease in all types of bullying experience, and actually their involvement in bullying reduced more than their peers. So as you know, the programme has a focus on the most at risk of bullying, so we're happy to see that some of those at-risk groups are seeing considerable improvements through schools as they move through each step of our programme, which is great news. For many pupils, school experience improved. Pupils with SEND and infant school pupils saw the greatest increases in school experience. And just to be really clear, school experience relates to questions on the pupil questionnaire, such as I enjoy school or I get on with my teachers. Pupils not involved in bullying and those victimised both showed improvements to well-being as well. And the only group whose well-being didn't improve and in fact saw a little bit of decrease were those perpetrating bullying, but I'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. And finally, infant school pupils reported a noticeable improvement in pupil wellbeing, with primary and secondary school pupils reporting some improvement. You might remember if you saw our release about the baseline data during Anti-Bullying Week last year, that infant schools generally had the highest wellbeing and school experience, and secondary had the worst overall. And that kind of takes us quite nicely into the areas that we've identified as needing some focus as we move forward onto the final year. So like I said, really delighted that we saw such positive results in reducing bullying and increases to wellbeing for schools in such a short space of time on the programme. And also taking into account that that summary report is from that first year where we were still having disruptions from COVID at the end of 2021. So it did kind of affect some schools' ability to fully participate. So it's great to see that those changes were still seen. But as we move on to the next final phase of this funded programme, we've identified 3 key focus points to turn our attention to, and they are online bullying. And this is because while we did see changes in face-to-face bullying, levels of online bullying showed little change from baseline to final on those data collections. Secondary and other schools are another area we'd like to turn our attention to. For your information as well, other schools would refer to special schools or pupil referral units, for example. And this is because improvements were generally more obvious in infant schools, in primary schools, and less obvious in these types of schools. And finally, as I said previously, wellbeing levels actually decreased for pupils involved in bullying others, so those perpetrating bullying. Our researchers at Goldsmiths have suggested that this may be because the programme challenges bullying behaviour. So life may initially become more uncomfortable for pupils doing that bullying behaviour. This finding does then suggest the importance of working with these children who are perpetrating bullying to help them both change their behaviour, but also reintegrate into the school community. And so we're really pleased that we do already have plans to develop resources on working with children who are bullying others moving forward. And next year we'll have a final report developed as well, so we'll be able to see if there are any further improvements over time, which also brings me quite nicely on to letting you know that we have just opened the programme for its final funded year. So we are hoping to secure more funding to continue this work, but at the moment the programme is due to end in March 2024. We'd love it if you could help us promote this last year of the funded programme to schools in England. You could do this through your social media, through any newsletter list you might have. We do have a dedicated website page for this programme that has all the information needed and links to sign up to our hub and things. So please do direct schools to that page. But I also wanted to let you know that United Against Bullying is also a great opportunity for us to showcase the great work that our members do. So the audit tool that I mentioned, those 7 indicators that schools use to audit their anti-bullying practice, is split, like I said, into those 7 sections. You can see them listed on the screen there. Each section has a sub indicators within them, and we've created an online hub that gives schools lots of advice, tools, resources that they can use to improve their practice for each of those indicators. And we'd love to ensure that we're showcasing your work or any tools or resources that are relevant to those particular indicators. So for example, within the prevention indicator, there's a section about peer-to-peer support. So we promote, for example, the Diana Awards programme on our hub page for that indicator. I'm going to pop a full list of all of the indicators and their sub-indicators into the chat, so please do have a look at that. And if you think that there's anything there that you're offering that we could add, then please do let us know by giving us an email. That would be great. And finally, I just wanted to speak with you about our really exciting new piece of programme work, United Against Bullying Plus, which we've just started work on. This programme is funded by the Education Endowment Foundation and the Youth Endowment Fund, and we'll be delivering it in partnership with one of our core members, Kidscape. So United Against Bullying Plus is similar to our current United Against Bullying programme in structure, but focuses on secondary schools only and is a much more, I guess, intensive and bespoke version of United Against Bullying. With Plus, we will be able to provide a level of offer to schools that we believe has never been done before in terms of anti-bullying programmes in England, and it's all delivered completely free to 15 secondary schools that we'll recruit over the summer. So this is a 2-year programme. We'll have a focus on year 8 pupils into year 9 because we'll be following those along the 2 years. School recruitment and planning is happening now. In July, we will have recruited 15 secondary schools to work with from now until July 2025. We're really, really excited about the level of offer that we're able to give on this new programme. And as you can see on the screen, some of the things that this includes. So talk you through it. Participating schools will receive the same online responsive audit tool and action plan and online pupil wellbeing questionnaire that I mentioned that's offered in our current programme. But to really tailor their experience, each school will also be assigned an anti-bullying expert, aka someone from the ABA team, and that expert will be their point of contact all the way through this 2-year programme, will support and guide them through each step, giving them bespoke support tailored to their school's needs. United Against Bullying Plus schools will also receive a full inset day of anti-bullying CPD training delivered by us. And like I said, we're working in partnership with Kidscape on this programme, and they will also be delivering their ZAP anti-bullying workshops to all year 8 pupils in each school in the first year of the programme. And following this, they will offer a targeted ZAP sessions for any pupils who are experiencing bullying. And in addition to those whole school and targeted ZAP interventions, we will also be training up pastoral staff in each school to deliver a package of support for pupils displaying bullying behaviour. So there's lots more focus on supporting schools to work directly with their pupils on that anti-bullying work. Like I said, this is a 2-year programme, so 15 secondary schools we recruit will start work on this in September 2023 this year, and will be expected to continue their work on this programme all the way through to summer 2025. So I've just given you a really quick whistle-stop tour of what is included in United Against Bullying Plus, but hopefully you can clearly see there's lots more involved in this programme. We're really excited to get going and see what we can achieve. We do have a dedicated United Against Bullying Plus website page as well, and I'll pop that in the chat so you can have a look at that for any more information. But yeah, that's everything from me. I'll stop sharing.